Good day, everyone. I'm Natasha Lombard from the South African National Biodiversity Institute and the University of Johannesburg in South Africa. I'm going to be sharing with you very briefly our research on the ethnobotany, contemporary uses, chemistry, and pharmacology of the genus Thesium. So Thesium is a genus of hemiparasitic plants that occur worldwide. There are about 350 species in the genus. And we know that several of the species play an important role in communities around the globe, as, for example, foods and as medicines. And Thesium chinense from Asia is a particularly popular species. But despite this, no attempt has been made to gather all of the available information on ethnobotany and ethnopharmacology, and we actually don't know the economic importance or the commercial potential of this genus. So the aim of our study was to do a comprehensive literature review on these aspects of Thesium, and also to identify knowledge gaps and to guide future research. We use standard methods for literature reviews. The uses that we found were divided into 10 categories, for example, charms and crafts, functional foods, medicines, and some contemporary uses like functional feeds and fodders, fertilizers and growth mediums, and veterinary medicines. The medicinal uses were subdivided into 10 ailment categories. So looking at the results, of the 350 species, we found 23 with medicinal uses. The species were mostly used as medicines, so 18 of the 23 species were used as medicines, and the second most common use was as functional foods, followed by charms and crafts and several other minor uses. Of the medicinal uses, the species were mostly used to treat reproductive and respiratory tract related ailments, but also other ailments such as urinary and digestive tract ailments and skin ailments, oral ailments, so a wide variety of different ailments that are treated with these Thesium species. It was interesting to see that species with uses were restricted to Africa and to Asia, as you can see on the map here in the green, versus the number of species. So even though they are found worldwide, only species in Africa and Asia have uses. Only 2 species are used commercially, 2 Asian species, Thesium chinense and longifolium, and you can see in this graph showing all of the different uses of all of the species that Thesium chinense has by far the most number of uses in all of the use categories, followed by Thesium longifolium. And Thesium chinense is actually included in about 170 patents. Regarding the chemistry, about 70 compounds have been isolated from only 8 Thesium species. Of these 8 species, only 1, Thesium chinense, has known uses. So that means the 22 remaining species that we found uses for remain completely unknown in their phytochemistry. The main compound classes found in Thesium are phenolics, fatty acids, and alkaloids. Some of the common compounds are rutin, also quercetin and camphorol, and their derivatives are quite common in the genus. Looking at the pharmacology of only 2 species are known, Thesium chinense and Thesium viride, and they have a surprising number of pharmacological activities, as you can see on the list there. Analgesic, antibacterial, antioxidant, but there is a lack of clinical experiments for these recorded activities. So in conclusion, there's substantial scope for new scientific development to be done in Thesium, especially on the African species, which remain largely unknown, and with the background of the well-known species Thesium chinense. Some future research opportunities include identifying species with uses that remain unidentified as to yet. Also looking at the phytochemistry and the chemosystematics of the genus, as it is taxonomically problematic. Parasite-host relationships, as this is a parasitic plant and we know almost nothing about this relationship. We need to understand how that will influence the pharmacology and also the phytochemistry. Then pharmacology, like I said, of African species and pharmacokinetics, clinical experiments, all of that work remains to be done. And then there's also substantial scope for product development, such as crops and medicines. Thank you for listening to this short overview of our research.